We are reading from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. What is the problem?
Everything's temporary.
What is a temporary? Everything is temporary. So we are reading from the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 3, verse 4. Anapitat sharim chidat karunaya vartyana kalo. Samapaitam unutachvala rasam svabhakti shriyam. Hari purata sundara dyuti kadamba sandipitaha. Sadadidaya kandare spurata. Somebody else? Ladies? Oh. Translation. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Shachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost core of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. Purport. This is a quotation from the Vidakta Madhava 1-2, a drama compiled and edited by Srila Rupa Goswami. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaudavani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashadyadesha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So first I would like to offer my humble and respectful obeisances to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, who spread the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the holy name over the entire world. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So today we will hear about the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, about his associates, his entourage, etc. Hare Krishna. So yesterday in the Srimad Bhagavatam class, we learned about different categories of people. And one category was the lowest one. The lowest person, he finds faults in someone, although there are no faults. That's the lowest person. So I thought this was a very interesting point. The classic example we have is Rukmi and Shishupal. They even found faults, so-called faults, in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then I was thinking, but even lower are the Mayavadis. Srila Prabhupada gave one Srimad Bhagavatam class in 1974 in Mumbai. I quote, Mayavadis, they say that God has no eyes. So it is indirectly saying God is blind. So if I say, you are blind, you nonsense, you are blind, is it favorably talking? Most unfavorable. Directly insulting. So those who are talking about God need akara. Akara means form. And nira, no form. Nirakara. No eyes, no leg, no head, no tail. Srila Prabhupada said no tail. Nothing, nirakara. They are simply blaspheming the Supreme Lord. So they are the lowest. At least Shishupal and others and co, they recognize something in Krishna. But these Mayavadis just ignore the entire existence of the Supreme Lord. Well, he might exist, but he's nothing. The void, voidism, same. Everything is void. So they're really the lowest. In today's verse, Rupa Goswami gives the benediction for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to appear in our hearts. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most worshipable deity because he has given, as explained in the verse today, what no one else has ever given before. He distributed Krishna Prema, pure love of Krishna, freely, without any discrimination. Even to those who are most degraded, like Jagai, Jagai and Madai. They were so degraded. Still he gave pure love, pure love for Krishna. I might not pass out, but maybe my voice. Fisherman's friend. I don't know how to swallow this and speak at the same time.
You don't swallow, you suck. Open it up and move on.
Well, let me first try to continue. So the verse today is the second of the introductory verses of the Vidakta Madhava. Srila Rupa Goswami received the inspiration of the Supreme Lord to compose, to write this transcendental, elevated drama, Vidakta Madhava. In the beginning of the Vidakta Madhava, there's one quotation. I quote, "May the pastimes of Krishna reduce the miseries existing in the material world and nullify all unwanted desires." Krishna Katha Ki Jai. So then Vidakta Madhava continues to describe the transcendental pastimes of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan. So in the next verses of this verse, of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, this chapter, we receive informations about the different time calculations, time scales on the Brahma Loka and on this earthly planet. It is quite interesting. I would like to get a little bit into this topic. As we know, Lord Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they appear in the 28th Chaturayuga, in the 7th Vaibhava Manu, who is the present Manu. So that means once in a day of Lord Brahma. There are 2 kalpas in Lord Brahma's 24 hours. 1 kalpa for Lord Brahma's 12-hour day, and a second kalpa for Lord Brahma's 12-hour night. So 2 kalpas. 1 Chaturayuga consists of the 4 yugas: Satya, Treta, Dvapara and Kali. So 1 kalpa consists of 1,000 Chaturayugas. That means 4,320,000,000 years. That's 1 kalpa. That's also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, Sahasra Yuga Payantam Ahayat Brahmano Viduhu Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam Teho Ratre Vido Janaha. In that verse, Lord Krishna explains the same. By human calculation, 1,000 great ages, or these Chaturayugas, together equals to 1 day of Lord Brahma, and his night is of the same duration. So we have already passed through 6 manvantaras, it is explained, in Brahma's 12-hour day, and each has 71 Chaturayugas in them. 1 Chaturayuga consists of 4,320,000 years. With this information we can estimate the rate of time, of the time dilation on Brahma Loka. A very interesting point. We can even calculate what the time, the present time is on Brahma Loka. Are you interested to know? So our time is what? We have now 10 minutes past 9, 12 minutes past 9. And on Brahmaloka, right now, it is 11:40 a.m. 11:40 a.m. I thought this is very interesting. There was the Gandharvas on Brahmaloka. They performed what is it called? A concert for 1 hour. So that 1 hour on Brahmaloka, we have to calculate. It equals to 27 times 4,320,000 years. So this will come to 116,640,000 years. This is 1 hour. Let's say Lord Brahma, he is chanting a Gayatri mantra for 5 minutes. So this would correspond to 9,720,000 years. That long for us. Then we can calculate 1 second on Brahmaloka equals to 32,400 years. 1 second. So this is why we are very confident to say right now what the time is on Brahmaloka, because tomorrow will be the same, day after tomorrow the same, for thousands of years. Will be the same time. Presently we are in the 460th Mahayuga or Chatuyuga in Brahma's 12-hour day out of 1,000. So anyway, these time calculations, they inform us that the next time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna, will appear in this world, it will be only after 8,640,000,000 years. So we are extremely fortunate. Extremely fortunate. Only 500 years. What is 500 years? 8 billion years. 640 million. We are apart, away from the next appearance. How fortunate, we cannot even imagine. Therefore, there are 2 verses in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, I quote. There's now a flood of the eternal nectar of love of Godhead due to the incarnation of Lord Chaitanya. All living entities are floating in that flood. The entire world is now thankful to the Lord. Anyone who does not float in this inundation is most condemned. Such a person cannot be delivered for millions of kalpas. So how much we should take advantage. For millions of kalpas there will be no chance anymore. Even for Lord Brahma, it is very, very difficult to obtain or to attain pure love of Krishna, Krishna prema. Even for Lord Brahma it is very difficult. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he distributes it freely. No discrimination. Therefore he is also known as a Prema Purushottama. Prema Purushottama, the Supreme Lord who distributes Krishna Prema freely. 500 years ago, at Kurukshetra, Lord Krishna, he taught the Bhagavad Gita to mankind. And he gave confidential instructions, more confidential instructions, and most confidential instructions. The most confidential instruction in the Bhagavad Gita is Manmana bhava mat bhakto madhyajimam namaskuru. Always engage your mind in thinking of me. Become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. That's the most confidential. I thought about this point, and it is very, very interesting. Because generally we hear that chanting is most important. Sometimes we hear hearing is most important. In yesterday's Srimad Bhagavatam class, we heard, or the emphasis of hearing, Shabda Brahma, Shravana, has been emphasized. But factually, Smaranam is the most important. That is confirmed in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita. There's one verse, Bhakto Navavidhayam Cha Mukyam Smaranam Eva Hi Tat Samagrandriya Shreshta Manurviti Samapanam. There is explained of the 9 limbs of devotional service, the 9 activities of devotional service, remembrance, smaranam, is the chief. And I was thinking about this point, and if we analyze it very carefully, actually it is a fact. Because although the tongue, lips, gum, whatever, the teeth, vocal cords, they're able to produce the vibration of the holy name. But the tongue cannot think. The tongue doesn't have any memory. The tongue cannot meditate on Krishna. Similarly, the ears, they receive that transcendental sound vibration. But again, the ears, they don't have the ability to think, to meditate, to remember anything. That's the activity of the mind. In other words, the activities of all the other senses are simply tools for the mind. It is received by the mind, and the mind then begins to think, to remember, to contemplate. Always remember Krishna, never forget him. That's the activity of the mind. Therefore the smaranam, remember Krishna, that's the most important. Otherwise, Lord Krishna, he taught in the Bhagavad Gita, Savadamam Parijaja, Mam Ekam Saranam Bhaja, Sharanagati Tattva, complete, total surrender. But at that time, people didn't know. What does it mean? How does it look in practice to completely surrender to Krishna? And therefore Lord Krishna thought, excuse me, that I shall accept Bhakta Bhava, the mood of a devotee, and I shall teach Bhakti, devotion to God. Because if I don't practice it myself, I cannot teach it. This is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world. Brajendra Nandana Jai, Sachishutta Hoilo say, Balaram Hoilanitai. Balaram Hoilanitai. That Brajendra Nandana, Lord Krishna, now he came as Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya, and Balaram, he came as Nityananda Prabhu. Lord Chaitanya's childhood pastimes, there's so much resembling, so much the same as Lord Krishna's pastimes. I would like to read a little bit from the Chaitanya Bhagavat. Whenever there was no one home, Nimai would scatter things here and there and then pour oil, milk, buttermilk and ghee on the floor. When he understood that his mother was coming, he would quickly lie down and began to cry. Because he knew in order to pacify him, Mother Shachi would chant the holy names of the Lord. But then she noticed the mess in the room. Who has scattered all these items all over the house? She also noticed that the pots of yogurt and milk, they were all broken. Who has done it? Someone suggested, some demon must have come, but he was unable to attack the child due to the protective mantras. Being unable to harm the child, he angrily made this mess and then fled away. Jagannath Mishra was very astonished to see the mess, but considering that it was an act of providence, he remained silent. In spite of the great wastage, Shachi and Jagannath forgot all their desires when they looked at the beautiful face of their child. When Nimai began to crawl, he fearlessly wandered throughout the courtyard and grabbed whatever he could see, even fire or a snake. Indeed, one day a snake entered the house. Nimai caught hold of it in childish sport. He then laid down on the coil of the snake. Seeing this, everyone was in shock. Alas, alas! But the Lord simply smiled and he lay on the snake. The people were chanting, Garuda, Garuda! And Nimai's parents were simply crying out of fear. Actually, the snake was a form of Ananda Shesha, who accepted this form to assist the Lord in his pastimes. As the Lord tried to bring the snake back, the ladies quickly took him on their laps and chanted protective mantras. Swasti Vani, Su Asti, may there be all good fortune unto you. When Nimai began to walk, his enchanting golden body resembled the color of the rising sun. As he walked around, his mother became frightened, thinking that his reddish feet were bleeding, because the red color of his lotus feet was similar to the color of the pomegranate flower. The Lord again and again induced all the relatives and neighbors to chant the holy name of the Lord in many clever ways. Ordinary people could not understand. He was so restless when he was running in and out of the house, nobody could catch him. Sometimes he went alone, asking people for whatever he saw, roasted patties, bananas, sundaes, we just asked, give it, give it. So because of the intelligence, amazing intelligence of this small child, they felt so enchanted that they just gave everything to him. Then he returned home, he distributed everything to the ladies under the condition they were chanting the holy names of the Lord. And they all did. If there was a child in a house, the Lord made him a little bit cry. And if someone saw him, he quickly ran away. If by chance he was caught, he fell at the person's feet in order to gain release. Please leave me this time. I will not do it again. I won't steal again. Seeing the child's intelligence, everyone was astonished. They could not become upset. Rather, they all loved him. Everyone showed more affection to him than to their own children. So in this way the Lord, He stole the hearts of everyone. So these are one of the wonderful pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his childhood. Even before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world, so many Vaishnavas appeared before him, like Advaitacharya and so many others. And it is described they were literally crying, seeing the condition of the people. Although they were residing in Navadvip Dham and the surrounding areas, but still, nobody was engaged in devotional service. They were just discussing logic, studying Sanskrit grammar. Nobody was chanting the holy names of the Lord. Nobody performed any devotional activities. So they were crying. And Advaitacharya, he thought only the Lord Himself, Lord Krishna Himself, He can save them, He can liberate them. And then he remembered one verse from the Gautamiya Tantra. Tulasi dalamatrena jalasa chulakena va vikrineti svam atmanam bhaktebhyo bhaktavatsalaha. That verse explains that Krishna, who is very affectionate toward his devotees, he sells himself to a devotee who offers to him a little water and a tulasi leaf. He sells himself to that devotee. So Advaitacharya, he remembered that verse, and he was chanting this verse and worshipping the Lord. And that induced Lord Krishna to come down and appear as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So at the end, I would like to quote a Vaishnava poet, Sri Devakinanda Das, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in his commentary to the Chaitanya Bhagavat, he gives this quotation: Brahmanda Tarite Shakti Dhare Jane Jane. Each and every one of the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can deliver the entire universe. Mahaprabhu Gana Savapatita Pavan Tailo Bhe Moi Papiloino Shanan. Mahaprabhu's devotees are all friends of the fallen. With great eagerness, this sinner takes shelter of them. Hare Krishna. The appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Gaura Purnima ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Krishna